Rimin Zakara residents demand justice after fatal clash in Kano over land ownership. PDP Board of Trustees hold emergency meeting, recognizes Ude Okoye as authentic National Secretary. President Tinubu increases 2025 budget to 54.2 trillion naira. On the foreign scene, mass burials in Goma as families demand peace amid conflict. Good evening and welcome to Trust News Updates. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Thank you for joining us. Residents of Rimin Zakara in Ugongo local government area of Kano State are mourning the loss of several lives lost in a violent clash with security operators over a land dispute. A forced eviction on Sunday night was met with resistance, leading to deadly clashes. Amid grief and destruction, residents are demanding justice while questioning the legality in the government's attempt to restore ownership of the land to one of the parties in the dispute. Trust TV's Abdulaziz Ibrahim reports.
The mother of two is now a widow. A 14-year-old boy grappling with the pain and trauma of a bullet wound. A father coming to terms with the reality of never seeing his son again. The people of Rimin Zakara in Ungogo local government area are mourning. The chaos of Sunday night and the actions of security forces reportedly led to the killing of 6 people. At the center of the conflict is a stretch of land which the state government asserts belongs to Bayero University, Kano. A long-standing dispute over the land fueled the recent attempts to evacuate its residents, an effort that met strong resistance. Eyewitnesses say the use of lethal force in an attempt to evict people from their homes led to the tragic loss of life. On Sunday night, when I returned at about 10 p.m., I saw some caterpillars on this road with armed civil defense personnel and plainclothes individuals. We approached them, but they attacked us and injured some of us. You can see the blood on my clothes. Then from a distance, I could hear gunshots. So when I arrived at the village, I was told that 6 people were shot. We were sitting outside our house when we were told to evacuate by a demolition team. So while we were moving away, we were shouting Allahu Akbar. Then suddenly, I felt a gunshot on my leg. Bilikisu Haliru Abdullahi and Kabiru Musa, both property owners in the area, say the eviction order came without warning. Those of us who reside here bought this land, and I completed my documents in a year. We didn't see any order from the government. If we did, we would have approached them long before now. I am the only one staying in our provision shop. Many people here were surprised because we didn't know who sent them. As soon as they arrived, they gave us 10 minutes to evacuate our things. We were not able to finish evacuating before they started the demolition. Many strongly condemned the forced eviction, arguing that it occurred without genuine consultation, adequate prior notice, or provisions for compensation and alternative housing. Long before the university was established, our great-grandparents have been residing here. Suddenly, they want to remove us. The people here insist that such actions contradict Nigeria's and international legal obligations. However, the State Commissioner for Information, Ibrahim Waya, maintains that the operation was aimed at addressing illegal land occupation, insisting that the government had previously issued warnings to the residents. With the demolition already carried out, the people of Rimin Zakara say their loss goes beyond property. Hence, they are calling on the authorities for justice. Those of us who have been cheated, some of us have been cheated for life because we cannot get back those that have been killed. Neither can any compensation make up for the dead. But we, however, call on the authorities to investigate and give us justice. We are law-abiding citizens, and if they had dialogued with us, we are sure this calamity would not have befallen us. The tragedy in Rimin Zakara highlights the devastating cost of land disputes, with residents demanding accountability, justice, and a path forward. Abdulaziz Ibrahim, Trust TV News.
No fewer than 17 students of an Al-Majidi school have lost their lives in a fire outbreak that engulfed their school in Koronomo, Zamfara State. Sources told Zagazula Makama, a security expert, that the tragic incident, which occurred on the night of Tuesday, lasted for about 3 hours before it was brought under control. Several other students sustained injuries and are currently receiving medical attention. Eyewitnesses described the fire as devastating, noting that efforts to contain it were hampered by its intensity. Local authorities and emergency responders arrived at the scene to provide assistance, but the inferno had already caused severe casualties. Fire on Tuesday got two petrol-laden tankers at a filling station along the Newman Road near the Yola International Airport. The road leading into Yola, the state capital, was blocked as curious residents of the area rushed out to catch a glimpse of the inferno, ignoring the inherent danger. Two fuel tankers had been consumed by the fire as at press time, but men of the fire service were at the scene of the incident. Emergency responders were on ground to contain the fire but had run out of water. Security personnel were also at the scene to secure the area. On political matters, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) Board of Trustees has recognized Ude Okoye as the party's authentic national secretary. They urged the party's National Working Committee to immediately swear him in as a substantive national secretary of the party. The decision was taken during an emergency meeting in Abuja on Wednesday over the party's lingering crisis. The meeting had in attendance the BoT chairman, Senator Adolphus Wabara, and Secretary of the BoT, Senator Ahmed Makrafi. Others included former governors Achike Udenwa, Samegu, Babangida Aliyu, and Senator Ben Obi, among others. At the gathering, the BoT received report from the former Minister of Special Duties, Taminu Turaki, who was mandated to study the court documents submitted by both the PDP National Secretary Samuel Awanyang and Sunday Ude Okoye, who had been contesting the legality of his office.
The BoT, in exercise of its constitutional powers, received, exhaustively considered, and hereby adopt the report of its committee led by Barrister Kabiru Tanimu Turaki, SAN, on the issue of the National Secretary of the PDP, especially with regard to the declarative judgment of the High Court of Enugu as upheld by the Court of Appeal. Consequently, the BoT, by adopting the report, recognizes Honorable Sunday Ude Okoye as the substantive National Secretary of the PDP in full obedience to the declaratory judgment of the High Court of Enugu, as also upheld by the Court of Appeal, there being no contrary or overriding judgment from any court of superior jurisdiction.
President Bola Tinubu has raised the proposed 2025 budget from 49.7 trillion naira to 54.2 trillion naira, citing additional revenue generated by key government agencies. The president conveyed the budget adjustment in separate letters sent to both the Senate and the House of Representatives, which were read during Wednesday's plenary and read by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. According to President Tinubu, the increase was driven by a 1.4 trillion naira in additional revenue from the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS), 1.2 trillion naira from the Nigeria's Customs Service (NCS), and 1.8 trillion naira generated by other government-owned agencies. Following the announcement, the Senate President has referred the President's request to the Senate Committee on Appropriations for urgent consideration. He assured lawmakers that the budget would be finalized and passed before the end of February. With this development, the National Assembly is expected to fast-track deliberations to ensure timely approval and implementation of the 2025 budget. gunmen have killed 4 people and injured several others in 2 separate attacks on Akansan Garmadi and Galadimawa village in Rumaya, Kaduna states. The assailants also abducted 9 residents during the violent raids. The National Secretary of the Rumaya Community Development Association and Secretary of the Kora Community Development Forum, Dambaba Katuka, said the first attack occurred on January 22, 2025 in Akansan Garmadi village, while the second attack was launched on Galadimawa village on February 3, 2025. Katuka lamented the poor road network in the area, which he said hinders the swift response of security agencies. The National Executive Council of the Rumaya Development Association, RUDA, in a statement by its public relations officer, Ransom Richard, urged security agencies to intensify efforts to apprehend the perpetrators and ensure they face justice. The Kaduna State Police Command is yet to issue a statement on the incidents. Still on security matters, over in Kebbi State, the police command has arrested 165 suspected illegal immigrants and handed them over to the Nigerian Immigration Service for further investigation and necessary action. According to a press statement made available to newsmen on Tuesday by the command spokesman, Nephew Abubakar, the police said the arrest followed an intelligence-led operation after security operatives uncovered the presence of over 200 individuals living in a 3-bedroom flat in the Kuwait area of Brenin Kebbi. He added that a team of detectives from the State Criminal Investigation Department, SCID, raided the location and successfully apprehended 165 occupants. According to the statement, preliminary investigations revealed that all those arrested were from Francophone West African countries, including Burkina Faso, 35 of them, Benin Republic had 11 of them, Niger Republic 5, Mali 4, and Ivory Coast 110. Further findings showed that none of the individuals possessed valid travel documents and were allegedly involved in the QNet Ponzi scheme, a suspected fraudulent investment platform known for defrauding unsuspecting individuals. As the rainy season and planting season approach, farmers in Lagos State are calling on the government to take decisive action against banditry to address the growing problem of food insecurity. The farmers emphasize that without adequate security on farmlands, crop cultivation will be impossible, leading to further food shortages across the country. Victoria Chokolo's report is presented from our studio.
Rising food prices are directly linked to food shortages, which stem from low agricultural production. This is due to pervasive insecurity that left vast tracts of arable land uncultivated. Farmers in Lagos cite the threat of herdsmen and bandits as a major obstacle disrupting the ability to cultivate crops and jeopardizing their livelihoods. They urge the government to address the activities of herdsmen and bandits and deploy additional security personnel to protect farmers in the fields.
The government is already aware that, there are these security stalwarts. They are trying their best, but they need to do more. In the sense that we know where they are. Why not go and bombard them as a full force, as if we are at war? Because this is like having a civil war now. So in the process, they go and bombard the area and make sure that they sanitize them.
They know where to have a land. They have a big land. Make a farm agriculture mechanism, not a traditional way of making farm. They need to buy machinery to enable people to come in, train them, and as well at the end, they are creating employment, and by so doing, they are creating availability of food for that state.
First of all, what government should do is begin to talk about agriculture, the importance of agriculture, and why farming shouldn't be a thing of, growing up, farming used to be like for poor people. Once you say someone is a farmer, you shrug the person off as a poor person, right? But that's a misconception. So I think that first of all, our mindset about farming needs to evolve, so to speak. We should realize that farming isn't supposed to be for just a few persons. You can farm from your home, right? We have, technology right now, so you can just have small buckets by your house where you can plant stuff.
Farmers also stressed the importance of public-private partnerships to boost food production.
I verified for many villages in Edo State, especially last week, that what's the problem that make food be like this? They said that until our government intervene and put security for the farm to make them go to farm and farm well. Especially this year, rain is going to fall now, which is our farmers supposed to go farm and produce. But for this year and there, they cannot go. They cannot go. I want to use this one to tell our government they cannot go, which is it will affect next year for sure.
Government should allow private entity. There are some private entity that most of them are into agriculture now. I don't know how government will allow them to team up. Like I have a company now that they are into purely agriculture, and people are buying a lot of food stuff from them. So government needs to allow people to do their own private entity of planting, of doing agriculture.
Achieving food security and surplus requires the collective participation of all agriculture, as everyone has a role to play.
You're still on to news update on Trust TV. Up ahead. From palm trees to prosperity, how Jigawa's dates contribute to economic and socio-economic growth. This story, moment we return, please stay with us. Thank you for joining us. You're still on to news update on Trust TV. Now a recap of our top stories. We told you that Rimi Zakara residents demand justice after fatal clash in Kano over land ownership. We also informed you that PDP Board of Trustees hold emergency meeting recognizes Ude Okoye as authentic National Secretary. Two more stories. Jigawa State stands out as Nigeria's land of dates, with date palm trees thriving across over 90% of its landscape. This makes the state a hub for traders in dates, which has over the years contributed meaningfully to the economy of the state by boosting its internally generated revenue. Trust TV's correspondent Ali Rabiu Ali reports from Dutse.
Dutse boasts the highest concentration of date farm trees in the state, cultivating diverse varieties that reach full maturity. These varieties include short, small, and long types with varying seed sizes. The exceptional sweetness of these dates attracts traders from across Nigeria. According to Dr. Abdulhamid Hamza Muhammad, head of the Nigerian Institute of Oil Farm Research (NIFO) substation in Dutse, dates are rich in fiber and antioxidants, offering nutritional benefits that may support brain health and disease prevention. Dr. Muhammad explained that NIFO, established around 1979 to 80, is a research institution focused on date farming and its products. Its mandate includes improving crop agronomy, value addition, marketing strategies, and date farm breeding. He noted that Dutse is a primary date farm growing and harvesting region with trees originally planted by Arab traders. Dr. Muhammad highlighted that research has reduced the gestation period for date farms from 60 to 70 years to just 3 years before fruiting. He emphasized that the date business generates internally revenue for the Jigawa state government through taxes and improves the socio-economic well-being of its citizens. Date farming and trade have a long and storied history, with dates being traded across the globe for centuries. Dates are known for their chewy texture and sweet flavor, as well as their high nutritional value and diverse uses. From Jigawa, Ali Rabiu Ali, Trust TV News.
The National Hajj Commission, NARCON, has announced an extension of the deadline for the 2025 Hajj registration to February 10, 2025. Recall that the Commission had made January 31 as the deadline for the Hajj payment. But NARCON, in a statement by its Assistant Director Information and Publication, Fatima Sendo Sara, said the decision followed appeals on behalf of intending pilgrims who were unable to complete their registration on time. Usada said the extension was announced during a Zoom meeting between NARCON and key Hajj stakeholders on the 9th of Tuesday, February 4, 2025. She also said the chairman of the commission, Abdullah Isali Usman, urged executive secretaries of the state pilgrims welfare boards to cooperate with NARCON to ensure timely transfer of funds, which is crucial for securing accommodations that have already been inspected and booked. On the foreign scene, Red Cross workers in Goma continued mass burials a week after Rwanda-backed M23 rebels seized control of the city. The Congolese Interior Minister, Jacquemin Shibani, stated that 2,000 bodies had been buried, while the WHO revised the official death toll to at least 900, excluding those still in morgues. Families of the victims expressed deep grief and urged authorities to restore peace. The M23 rebel group, backed by an estimated 4,000 Rwandan troops, has intensified its grip on eastern Congo, a region which rich in minerals essential for global technology. This latest escalation has displaced hundreds of thousands, with many fleeing into Rwanda. Last week, M23 announced plans to establish an administration in Goma, urging residents to resume normal life.
We lost 3 people, some from a bomb, another from a shot. Honestly, we're devastated by what's happening in Goma. Our biggest plea is for the leaders to ensure that the war ends before the war has no value. We want peace in Goma. If everyone dies, I don't know who the leader will govern. We want them to ensure that the city has peace. We have been living with fear of war for too long. I'm here at the ITIG cemetery. I just saw the condition in which our Congolese brothers were buried, our children who were shot during the event in Goma. We're heartbroken and we ask for peace to return to our country, the Congo. We ask the Congolese government, especially the president and our elected deputies from Goma, to get involved in the issue that we're facing here in the city of Goma.
Another sports in China's Women's Super League club Liaoning Baye FC have completed the signing of Super Falcons forward for Lashade Ijamilusi. Ijamilusi joined Liaoning Baye from Nigeria Women's Football League champions Edo Queens. The striker put pen to paper on a 2-year contract with the Shenyang City-based club. She played a crucial role in Edo Queens' NWFL title success last season. The powerful forward was top scorer in the last NWFL last term with 8 goals. Ijamilusi also played a key role in Edo Queens' WAFU B title and CAF Women's Championship League campaign last year. That's it for news updates at this time. For more news programs and documentaries, you want to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Thank you for joining us at this time. Good evening.